What's going on, everybody out there? I'm Jakejames Lugo, and welcome to the channel. So you guys already see the title. I got something really special to share with you guys. Not too long ago, Activision flew me out to Seattle, Washington to go play Destiny 2 with Bungie themselves. I have to give a really big shout out to them for allowing me to go out there and check out the game for all of you guys. I have a huge preview that's going to be going up on thecoalition.com. By the time you guys see this video, there'll probably be links in the description box below. But I wanted to give you guys my overall impressions of Destiny 2, just overall with all the time that I spent with the game over a few days. I played around 20 or so hours of the game. Again, we got into really deep with Destiny 2, and we didn't even see everything that the game had to offer. But I'm going to show you guys a little bit of gameplay. By the time you actually hear my voice now, you'll probably be seeing some gameplay on and off as I'm talking to all of you. So what do I think about Destiny 2 overall? Well, what the gameplay that you guys are looking at is a little bit of the exploration of the EDZ, the Earth Dead Zone, which is one of the main locations in Destiny 2. It's related to the plot, but it has a whole bunch of different stuff that you could kind of get lost in with different content, different types of exploration stuff, as well as enemies and public events that you guys could really engage with. Does the game still kind of feel like Destiny and the original, or does it feel more like a Destiny 1.5? Well, to be totally honest with you guys, you're getting a lot more of what you loved with the original Destiny here in Destiny 2, but there's a lot of little changes all over the place, a lot of quality of life changes that really make the game feel completely different than what you got in the first time around with Bungie. But with this one, I feel like a lot of these changes are really good. A lot of the stuff that you really complain about, myself included, about the first Destiny, whether it was exploration as far as like moving around, getting from place to place in the different locations and maps and planets you could explore, or with the lack of different types of enemies that have kind of, been appearing, or the lack of activity going on in most of the different planets. That doesn't seem to be the case with Destiny 2. You actually get a lot more stuff happening more frequently, especially in the EDZ. The gameplay that you're looking at now is going to show a little bit of the public events and a lot of the different types of enemies that I ran into, as well as also the players and the way that we interacted with each other in relation to all the different types of chaotic like firefights that were going on. You're going to see some public events, you're going to see me riding around in Sparrow, you're going to see me kind of exploring the different sections of the EDZ, as well as also some Lost Sector stuff. Now, what are the Lost Sectors? The Lost Sectors are different areas you could kind of explore and discover that don't necessarily appear on your map, but you have to look for little clues here and there in the environment to kind of, give you a hint that something is there. And when you actually go there, you not only fight a major boss, or at least some sort of kind of like stronger enemy, but you can also get some better loot. Now, while I can't go into details about the character creation or any of the like specifics about how you could kind of like spec your character and such, what I can tell you is that it's definitely still going to play a part in Destiny 2. It's definitely something you guys are really going to get a kick out of when you really get into the nitty-gritty of it all. But overall, playing Destiny 2, it was really fun overall. It was really cool. I thought that, a lot of stuff of what I did with the EDZ and kind of like going around, taking out a lot of the enemies. One of the cooler things I can say is that the enemies themselves feel a little bit different and kind of come off a little bit different. It feels like they got an overall upgrade, not just aesthetically, but they have these little subtle things that make them a lot more intimidating this time around. Not only do you have the Cabal, which are the main bad guys of this actual game, related to the Red Legion and the overall story as a whole, most of which you guys have seen in the trailers, but a lot of the other enemies, including the Fallen, including the Hive, including the Vex, they all got some sort of upgrade to them, or at least some sort of new additions that makes them a little bit more interesting as enemies, not just on the battlefield. One of the coolest things I thought was pretty awesome was that some of the Fallen enemies, the guys that run around with the different types of like sniper rifles and the different assault rifles that are more medium range fighters, those guys, I believe they're called not the Vanguards or something of those sort. Those particular enemies, rather than just being constantly at a distance, sniping you from a far away, which they still do, but they also have a new move where it allows them to kind of crawl on the ground and really come up really close to you really fast and start swacking on you really quickly. It was looking at it as they crawl up to you, it's like something out of a horror movie, and it's really intimidating at first and it catches you off guard, but again, it makes them much more cooler enemies and makes them more dynamic when you get into firefights with them. Overall, the battles themselves, again, as you're seeing from the gameplay, really get chaotic. There's a lot more stuff happening much more frequently. The other thing I wanted to go back to is the quality of life stuff that I mentioned. The fast travel, the frequency of the public events, and also the public events being marked off on your map. No longer do you have to really kind of struggle to find where the public events are taking taking place. You don't have to go to another side app or other website to really kind of understand where and when and how the actual public events take place. All of that is included on your actual map. Now, the cool thing about the map is that you have fast travel points this time around, which is pretty damn awesome. No longer do you have to kind of not only go back to orbit and come right back down, you can actually just fast travel to specific points on the map that are right next to key points of interest. They're going to be related to the plot, going to be related to other types of events you can get lost in, or different types of areas that you're going to want to go to explore for extra loot and other stuff that's going on. But if I could really sum up my time with Destiny 2 over the 20 or so hours that I spent playing it, do I think it's really a great game that Destiny fans or even newcomers are really going to like? I could say definitively, at least at this point, without playing all of what Destiny 2 has to offer, what we have here is something really awesome. What we have here is something really interesting. And I think that a lot of the people that were really kind of, getting down about how some of the stuff was changing with Destiny 2 or not enough was changing for Destiny 2 are really going to be happy when they finally get into the actual game itself and you start checking out all the different things that the game has to offer. I think you guys are really going to like it. I really enjoyed my time with it, not just because I was out there with everybody else playing it, but just because, again, it was just a really great game that I spent a lot of time with, and I really kind of got to understand like what exactly Bungie is aiming for with their sequel to last year's game, or at least 3 years ago's game, because it wasn't last year. Vanilla Destiny came out a little while ago, so I think they were on like year 3. But either way, this is definitely not a Destiny 1.5. It still feels a little bit like what you love from the original Destiny, but there's a whole bunch of other new stuff that you guys are really going to enjoy. But with that being said, everybody, that's my thoughts on Destiny 2. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the gameplay. I'm going to have a preview over on thecoalition.com, like I mentioned earlier. There'll be links in the description box below, so you guys can get an even more better look at some of the gameplay that I got. I got a lot of gameplay, and I got even more stuff I'm going to reveal as we get closer to the release of Destiny 2. You could bet your ass I'm going to be doing a review of Destiny 2 over on thecoalition.com. I'll probably be doing some more videos and talking a little bit more in depth and a little bit more open about Destiny 2 once the game finally comes out. I hope you guys are going to be on PSN. I hope you guys are going to be able to check out the game on that platform, so I'll be able to play the Crucible and any other stuff with you guys online. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, you guys are really going to enjoy this. So again, big up to Activision and Bungie for having me over there. Have to mention also, I got a tour of the Bungie studios, which was really freaking awesome. Bungie HQ. I got to see a lot of cool stuff, some of which I could show you guys now, a lot of which I can't because they're still hard at work at the game and really kind of working on all the other cool stuff that we're probably going to really enjoy sometime down the line. But overall, it was really awesome being out there in Seattle, Washington for the first time, being able to check out Bungie HQ, and definitely being able to check out probably one of the most anticipated games this year. That being said, I will talk to all of you guys again very soon. Peace out and stay epic, everybody.